Hi there Ray Train, welcome to another video with the Virtual Snowboard School. My name's Fraser and I'm the founder of Watch and Ride. Today we're going to be looking at some tips to help you get the most out of your practice session. So when you're on snow doing these lessons from the Virtual Snowboard School, you can really optimize that improvement you're going to get out of them. So mileage and focus practice is the way you're going to improve and refine technique. So we'll dive straight in and get to these 10 tips. Number 1. Warm up. Now this one's super important to get the brain and body and gear ready to snowboard. So whether that's a little bit of yoga in the morning or it's a dynamic stretching and movements to get the blood pumping, it is essential. One of my favorite ways of doing it is even just as the board's moving along, I'll do a bunch of squats there up and down, and on my first lap I'll do a couple turns switch, a couple turns regular, really tickle the brain and get it ready to snowboard. Number 2 we'll go for safety. And look, so this is huge. So before you set off and do any of these lessons, especially maybe some of the carving ones or like pop across where you're going to be using a lot of the slope, crucial just to be able to look back up slope and check there's no one coming there. It will really help you avoid a collision or the chance of cutting someone off. If you're doing a lesson 2, it's really easy to get tunnel vision, maybe look at the nose of your board and really focus on what's going on inside your body, and you can lose that awareness round about you. So just make sure you keep your head in a swivel as the traffic on the run can change quickly. So, this one kind of ties in above. However, this is huge. There's absolutely no point in you trying to do a lesson where you're maybe going to take up half the slope when there's a ton of people just whizzing by you. It's really easy if you just even move a couple runs over or maybe go to a different area of the mountain, you'll have it where it's pin drop quiet. So always look for runs with minimal traffic. And keeping the focus narrow is huge. So when you go out to practice for the day, focus on one how-to and maybe 1 or 2 lessons from that how-to section in the Virtual Snowboard School. That way, you're really going to be able to improve that one area in your riding and integrate it into your overall skills. If you're going out and trying to do every single lesson in the Virtual Snowboard School in one day, it's going to be really overwhelming there and a lot of new information that you're going to be trying to add into your riding, and it's just a little too much there. So keep it nice and narrow, and repetition is the mother of skill. So here we'll go for upping the terrain. So always start on green terrain, nice, mellow, wide open greens, so that you can focus on the lesson and the movement you're trying to perform rather than being worried about the terrain or the speed you're traveling at. Once you're comfortable on green, try it on a blue, even a black. And the good thing about this is it really starts to push your comfort zone and will highlight any weaknesses in skill. So over here, we'll go for emotions. So this one is huge. I know especially for myself, when I'm trying a new skill or trying to implement something new in my riding, it's pretty easy to get frustrated. I've even seen people pound the snow in anger, throwing goggles in lessons. When you're getting to that point where your emotions are taking over, you're getting frustrated, angry, upset, it's time to take a break. Head for a burner, run with your buddies, indoor for a coffee, maybe even a cheeky little beer. But when you're at that point where emotions have taken over, you're never going to be able to take anything new. And just remember, if your mood hasn't shifted, tomorrow is always another day. There's always other days to snowboard. Visual feedback. Super important here. Visual feedback improves. So it's really easy when you're trying something new to think your body's doing one thing, but you'll actually be doing another. So if you can have a buddy follow you with a GoPro or stand down at the bottom of the run, even just with an iPhone so you can film what you're doing, it will be huge for you. Especially training gap programs. When you're first starting out, you could possibly be broken at the waist, on the back foot, or think you're bending your legs a lot, whereas you're not actually. So that visual feedback, the tape doesn't lie. So that way you can really get that light bulb moment and see a shift in position that you have to make. Heading over here, conditions. So I definitely know a lot of fair weather snowboarders, and that's okay. But if you're just going out when it's bluebird, perfect snow, you're going to be limiting the amount you can improve there. The best way to become an all-round snowboarder is riding crud, powder, slush, fog. That way you're really going to understand how you have to change your riding and how the board's going to react differently underneath you depending on the snow conditions. So ride in absolutely everything and anything, and I guarantee you, the day that it's that bluebird day with amazing groomers, you're going to feel like you're riding like Superman. So here as well, new runs. This ties into upping the terrain, but this is one of the best ways to start improving that snowboard IQ. If you just ride the same green runs, same blue runs over and over and over again, it's going to be very limiting. So try and really push to go to new runs. That way you can see new things in the terrain, new ways to create board performance, and new ways that you can have fun. So definitely this is the way that you can really start to spice up your riding and improve. And this one here is the money shot. Switch. So practice all these lessons and switch once you're comfortable with your lead foot leading the way. Switch can feel like a totally alien sport, and it can be almost quite scary and intimidating. So when you can do these in switch, it's really going to help up that proprioception in your body, so knowing where your limbs are in space, so you can really start to play and get that ultimate position on the snowboard that's going to be strong and stable for you to ride all day in. So perfect, 10 tips there to help you get the most out of your practice session. So guys, if you have any questions on these, please comment below, or you can give me an email at fraser@watchandride.com, and I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And just make sure on social media you get the SB quick tips and hashtag I learn virtually, so you can see all of our content there and get all the golden little nuggets we have for you. See you in the next video, guys.